it's not a happy space, I mean, to put it mildly, in India right now. I mean, the dominant narrative about gender in India is full of the most appalling horror stories. I think the last 2 years have, I mean, it has never been a happy space, honestly, but the last 2 years have been particularly ghastly. Rape, acid attacks, I mean, a variety of absurd sexist comments coming from, political leaders of all hues. And an overall sense of a lack of safety. These are the stories coming out of India. In India, out of India, these are the stories that are actually that are widely circulated, and they are what is the dominant story, and that is the truth. That is what is happening in India today. One reading of it, and to sort of cut a very complex and long story short, is that in a sense it is the establishment fighting back, and one of those strands of that argument is the fact that it is the revenge of the traditional patriarchy, which has been threatened, and which over the years, having seen the kind of changes that have come in, is kind of marshalling its forces. India went through a whole period where the dominant story that we heard was actually India has absorbed change surprisingly well. That we were all afraid when they would be opening up economic reform, there would be a whole lot of changes, and there would be a closeted traditional Indian society having to contend with the forces of sweeping change, and it would be overwhelmed. And then the story went that it wasn't overwhelmed. In fact, the multinationals had to change. McDonald's stopped serving beef, and India won. Was broadly the kind of a triumphal kind of accounts that were talked about very often. In some ways, it could be argued that it has reached a threshold. Change has reached a threshold which has invited in a retributive action, and where some mobilization has taken place of traditional forces, which is now fighting back and is trying to retrieve some ground. The larger feeling, and this is feeling that we pick up from a lot of work that we do across the country, is for the first time you find this sense of men becoming anxious. For the first time, the idea that men get evaluated. Now this world over, this men men do get evaluated, but particularly in marriages. But in India, the idea that my wife is judging me is a new thought. For instance, I remember this interaction that we had in a small town where this woman is telling us that I often tell him, the husband, that the other match that I had, that guy now has a car. And this good for nothing guy, he's not got promoted for the last 5 years. For a guy, in a context, that Indians would have grown up with, you would find that kind of a challenge is a fundamentally very disturbing. The equilibrium that you've always assumed is shaken, and I think that you're beginning to see that in a variety of ways, and therefore the argument that this is a backlash, that too much has changed, and the anxious man diminished in real life. And you look at cinema today, the whole, for those of you familiar with the Salman Khan brand of sort of masculine potboilers, where the dabang where it's a ridiculously fantasized form of masculinity, which is impervious to gravity, to bullets at a scale. Bollywood has always been fantastic, but this sort of attack and assault on physics, is unprecedented, and it bears, and it actually lacks melodrama also. It lacks any great attempt. The Bollywood film has always been located in a strong, it's a reiteration of a psychic world, which you imagine to be the Indian way of life. It's a consistently reiterates that. But here, what you see is that you let go even of those familiar markings, and you fantasize and you kind of levitate into this imagined world of super masculinity. Everything is slightly tongue-in-cheek. It's not really, you're not trying to get emotional charge really out of it, just a spectacle of masculinity you're trying to create.